Hello, and welcome to this week's Movie Math, where unfortunately today's theme is hard truths. Yes, some of you might want to sit down for this one, but first, I'm so happy to have a spoonful of sugar for you to help the medicine go down. Yes, it's time for another Black Panther box office update, and thank goodness we have this movie, because you're going to need to hold on to it like a security blanket when we go over Tomb Raider and Love, Simon. All right, so Marvel's box office marvel held on to the top spot yet again. The only movie to remain at number one for 5 weekends from its opening in a row since Avatar. But cut to Zoe Saldana thinking, shouldn't my career be doing better then? And then Andy Serkis chimes in and says it seems the motion capture work has to be its own reward. Mark Ruffalo sadly nods. Now, of course, these are all Marvel actors, right? And at Marvel events, the Black Panther cast should look at these two, even though they're not doing motion capture in Black Panther, still as ghosts of career future if these shadows remain unchanged. What's the lesson here? Well, in other words, follow Leonardo DiCaprio and most recently Margot Robbie's lead and start producing your own damn films. No one's going to look out for you but you. Heck, even Wonder Woman can't get hired. She has to go and be a brand ambassador for Revlon and now Reebok, but those aren't movies. I mean, sure, everyone here could just, for the rest of their careers, be the superheroes that they're so beloved for and have a nice career doing that. But if you're going to be in Hollywood, why not be a movie star? And hopefully some of the talent in Black Panther will be able to use this as a springboard film. Thankfully, Chadwick Boseman will host Saturday Night Live April 7th. But you know what? So did Gaul, and she did a great job, and she still can't get work. Only Michael B. Jordan, who had a career before Black Panther, has one right now outside of Black Panther. Now, as for the movie itself, it currently sits at $1.18 billion. That's a nice number, and needs just about another $100 million to make it into the all-time top 10 worldwide list unseating Frozen. It's going to be a close one, especially with Tomb Raider unseating it from number one in China and only Black Panther's second weekend in the Middle Kingdom. One of the few, actually the only good news for Tomb Raider. Domestically, though, it looks like Black Panther will surpass The Last Jedi on the all-time list, and possibly even the original Avengers movie. Oh boy, as you can see, hardly any movies get into the $600 bracket domestically at all, but Black Panther is the second fastest to do so after another Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens. And as for Marvel movies overall, well, Black Panther is now at number 4 and very close to unseating Iron Man 3 to become the most successful solo movie in the MCU. However, is Black Panther really a solo movie? When you consider Thor Ragnarok's ragtag group and then Black Panther, it seems the MCU is becoming less and less about just one individual, and that makes contract negotiations going forward much easier for Kevin Feige. I think the actors should actually be a little suspicious of how things have developed. Wait a minute, maybe I don't want an assist from another Avenger in my movie. So, Black Panther is one of the biggest movies of all time, and it doesn't feature a single white lead. Plus, while seeing Tomb Raider again this weekend, I saw it for the first time at a press event, but I wanted to go and see it again this weekend. I had such a good time. But before it, I saw trailers for Rampage and Breaking In, 2 more mainstream films that don't feature white leads and look to not just be damn good, but damn competitive at the box office. And I want you to keep that in mind, because now it's time for the bad news, for those hard truths. All right, so Tomb Raider got buried alive at the box office, unable to unseat Black Panther in its 5th weekend. No disrespect to Black Panther, but a brand like Tomb Raider should have been able to top 27 million. Thankfully, the female actioner opened bigger than Red Sparrow, Atomic Blonde, and Ghost in the Shell, but not by much. Time for those hard truths. They're so ugly. I even feel bad. I feel bad having written them in my notes, and I feel bad having to deliver them now. But we have to face it. All right, so with the rebooted video game more popular than ever before, I saw some debate about this over the weekend. Not as popular so much within the mainstream as Lara Croft was the first time around, but the game does seem to sell more copies, etc. So it's more popular with gamers. And so the first hard truth is that it seems it's still very hard for Hollywood to translate players into moviegoers. Even when the movie is good. Because yes, fans of the new game that did go to see Alicia Vikander's Lara Croft, not a huge number of them, but those that did go, were pleased with the results. So that's the first hard truth. This next one, though. All right, so then there's the unfortunate debate over whether or not Alicia Vikander is hot enough to be Lara Croft. Everyone got very angry when this was put forward over the internet, behind the cover of anonymity that the internet enjoys. But I think sometimes, while we're initially repulsed by the hard truth, we should be like, but is it a truth? Because as distasteful as it is, the very weak debut, plus mediocre reviews and a mediocre cinema score to boot, makes you wonder how much a little more makeup, better hair, shorts, and double guns would have helped, right? And quite frankly, right now, if I were Kevin Feige, I'd be looking to how much it would cost to quietly reshoot Captain Marvel, as the similarities between Brie Larson and Alicia Vikander, including going for an all-natural, low-key, female-friendly look, are alarming. I mean, I know Marvel is a big booster, the brand, but how much heavy lifting can it do? Because even Black Panther, I think, had more glam and a little bit, the characters looked really cool, right? And I don't really see that yet for Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. Now, a glam squad, though, doesn't always save the day. Just ask Theron and Johansson. And after Ghostbusters, Annihilation, and even A Wrinkle in Time, it would seem that a strong male lead, or at least a supporting character, isn't necessary, but is a nice safety net to have. And on that note, Daniel Wu did his job. He delivered, as Tomb Raider is a bona fide hit in the Middle Kingdom, not only unseating Black Panther, as it should have been able to do here in the States, but giving Warner Brothers one of its biggest debuts in China. Look for Daniel Wu to get some more Hollywood work. I'd certainly hire him. And the people I went with to see Tomb Raider on the weekend, they turned to me, while the movie was playing, and they're like, I like this Daniel Wu guy. So it seems he's doing well here in the States for those who saw the movie. I'd be curious, what was your reaction to Daniel Wu in Tomb Raider? And if they make another Tomb Raider, it seems based on the Asian box office, expect him not only to return, but for his role to get bigger. Maybe Steve Trevor size. All right, now that would be nice for Daniel Wu boy. That would be really nice. Now, as for Love, Simon, this is gonna hurt. Brace yourself. Despite a rare and impressive A+ cinema score and rave reviews, audiences just didn't show up for the John Hughes-inspired LGBT flick. But to make it really sting, it was easily outperformed by faith-based flick I Can Only Imagine, which tells the story behind the most popular Christian radio single ever, Mercy Me's triple platinum, I Can Only Imagine. What a pleasant surprise for Dennis Quaid and his management team. I'm sure he felt, oh man, how far have I sunk that this is the type of movie I'm making? I've turned into Greg Kinnear. But he's smiling that famous Dennis Quaid smile now, I'm sure. This flick also earned an A+ cinema score, but much more money than Love, Simon. What was it? Too many advanced screenings? A review embargo that lifted too early? Fox has been very early with their review embargoes. I think maybe it would be better for the picture if they did the embargo the week of release, because they did the same thing for Red Sparrow, although nothing could have saved Red Sparrow, I think. But either way, it seems that while there are plenty of awards to be found with LGBT films, box office cash is another story. What will it take? Jennifer Lee has made comments recently that she's considering giving Elsa a girlfriend in Frozen. Could that do the trick? With the Frozen fandom behind it, right? Or will Love, Simon's box office keep the Disney suits from giving Lee the approval to do that, if they were ever thinking of giving her the approval in the first place? Maybe Disney is right. Here's a ugly, hard truth. Is queer baiting the best that LGBT audiences can hope for right now? A sly wink, right? Is Disney doing the most that anyone can while still having successful films? That is sad, sad news. But I would ask you, if you're a member of the LGBT community, did you go and see Love, Simon? Because if you don't support the movie, you can't really complain when you don't get more movies, because the ones that are out there you're not seeing. I know some people we talked about this on Morning Movie News last week, that some people were upset that it wasn't an LGBT actor playing Love, Simon, but if you want more LGBT roles that could potentially be played by LGBT actors, you gotta see these early films that are setting the stage for this utopia that you hope to see sometime in the future. All right, so as for the rest of the box office, Jumanji and The Greatest Showman have passed the Strongest Hold Club over to Game Night and Peter Rabbit, two very worthy successors. They're not quite at Jumanji and Greatest Showman levels just yet, but they're they're riding those coattails nicely. while A Wrinkle in Time and Strangers Pray at Night suffered the biggest drops, both only in their second weekends. As for this coming weekend, will Black Panther reign supreme for a sixth weekend? Pacific Rim, interestingly featuring another black lead, John Boyega, trying, to break free of, I think, the tokenism of Finn that I think has cast a bit of a pall on his career, right? But word of mouth seems to be that he's doing a good job in this movie, and he should be able to unseat Black Panther. However, we all thought the same of Lara Croft, so we'll have to see what happens. And it's a crowded frame, which is also going to hurt Pacific Rim's chances of opening at number 1. Sherlock Gnomes hits theaters, and then there's another faith-based film opening, and it's expected to also do solid business. This one featuring Passion of the Christ star Jim Caviezel, but this time he's playing St. Luke. Arnold Schwarzenegger's son debuts in his first lead role opposite Bella Thorne, although nobody is expected to turn up. And Steven Soderbergh's iPhone movie starring Claire Foy, let's see if she is worth more money now, right? Will open in limited release. So that's this week's movie math. As always, thanks for going over the box office with me, even when it hurts. And I'm very curious to hear your thoughts down below. What do you think of this? What are your takeaways? What do you think could be done going forward? Again, share those thoughts down below, including also what you saw this past weekend, what you're planning to see this upcoming weekend. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.